it's Randy. So as you can tell, I'm not in my usual setup. I'm actually in Troy, Alabama right now, so that is why the scenery just looks a little different. But I wanted to go ahead, and it has been like 4 weeks since I finished, but as you can tell by the title of this video, I've officially finished my 7th trimester of chiropractic school. So this trimester was a big one. I was taking 9 classes on top of being in student clinic. So I actually got to have patients this trimester and treat. They were the Tri-1s, so they were basically like, it was their first trimester, so they were our patients. And of course, we were in our clinic that is on campus, and we had attending clinicians. So basically all of the students were our attending patients, but we got to actually see them, treat them, diagnose them, everything. But I will get into that later. But of course, I love to give a rundown of all the classes that I took. So let's go ahead and jump right into that. So the first class that I'll talk about that I took was actually called Case Management. This class was very eye-opening. The chiropractic college that I go to is very evidence-based. So this class was definitely focused on showing us different conditions and what research is out there to help treat and help people with these conditions actually get better. So we dove into that, and we looked at a lot of articles, a lot of journals, and a lot of studies just to actually identify what it is out there that actually works for each condition. So I thought the class was pretty cool because we actually got to write up treatment plans, and so that was very helpful to start thinking about that. And I thought it was really cool just to actually take a moment to look at how important research actually is, so that I know that my practice in the future, I want it to be focused on providing care that is backed up by research. So this was a great class for that. The next class I took was called Chiropractic Business Principles, and this one was just kind of talking about like coding and different like modifiers and just everything that goes into, like, also insurance stuff, everything that goes into trying to get paid by insurance companies and making sure that you have the right codes and modifiers and you're identifying everything that needs to be identified in order to like essentially get paid. Our professor that actually teaches that, he works in the clinic, and he actually worked hand in hand with insurance companies for a really, really long time. He may still actually work with insurance companies. So it was really cool to actually learn from him because he knows what insurance companies are looking for and aren't looking for. So it was very helpful to actually get an idea around that because I do want to accept insurance in my practice. So yeah, I thought it was a really cool class. And yeah, that's all I have about that one. Next class I took was called Chiropractic Principles 3. And in Chiropractic Principles, we're just basically talking about the principles of chiropractic and what it is that we do, what chiropractic means, and just everything about basically kind of like how to explain chiropractic to everyday people. And I thought that the class was pretty simple. It wasn't a tough class, so I was happy about that, to have a simple class. But we also did a project at the end where we got to write out like when you go to a chiropractic's website and you see there's like an about the doctor page. So we got to make one of those. And so that was cool to kind of think about what are all the certifications that I want? How do I want my practice to look like? That was just really cool to kind of actually dive into that because we are getting close. Like I graduate in less than a year. So that was really cool. The next class we took was called Clinical Lab Diagnosis. This is a pretty cool class because we're basically just looking at labs and identifying, reading labs and seeing what is off, what is out of range, what is the patient presenting with, what do they mean, interpreting them. So I thought this was a pretty cool class because I kind of I'm leaning on going into functional medicine. So I liked just getting to really look at lab stuff and dive into that and seeing based off of, okay, this is what, like for example, my patient's cholesterol reads, then what can I do as their chiropractor? What type of nutritional advice can I give to help them with that? So that was really cool. Next class we took was called Imaging Interpretation 2. And this class we were just looking at x-rays, and we went through, I don't even remember the sections. I know we went over like bone tumors, we went over endocrine diseases, and we went over something else. I don't remember the exact category, but we went over a different category of diseases. And I enjoyed the class. It was really simple, just looking at x-rays and seeing how different diseases present on x-rays. So that was pretty cool with like the endocrine section. And I don't know, it was very simple, to the point. I loved the class. I love X-ray. So yeah. Another class we took was called Internal Diagnosis. And this class was kind of tough, but it was a lot of fun. We actually essentially just did what the class is called. We were diagnosing internal conditions. So, and I know that chiropractors, like, it is out of our scope of practice to make those diagnoses. And of course, like, if we have a patient that they have or presenting with something, then we can refer out, which of course I'm speaking in the state of Texas because that's where I'll be practicing. Then we can refer out. But I did love taking this class because I don't want to miss something that is going on internally just because it's not my scope of practice, so to say. So if my patient comes in and they're presenting with something, I want to have the knowledge of what it could be so that I know if, okay, this is out of my scope to treat, I need to refer you out, versus, oh, this is musculoskeletal, so I can treat that and go forward. So I liked the class. We went over heart conditions, lung conditions, and GI conditions from the mouth all the way to the exit. And that was really cool, just to go over all of those and just see all those conditions. So I enjoyed the class. I liked it. So yeah. Another class we took was called Rehabilitation and Active Care. So basically just rehab. I loved this class. And I think I loved it so much because y'all know that I was an athlete growing up. So just being in physical therapy all the time and just always rehabbing something and always having injury, just something going wrong, I loved getting to dive into this. And we even dove into it in the sense of sometimes people don't have injuries, but they still need rehab. Like, I don't have any injuries right now, but there's so many things that I could actually rehab. So I thought that was so cool, and I've implemented them into my workout program. So yeah, I love the class. It was great. Another class we took, and we took 9 of them, but another class we took was called Senior Adult Health and Wellness. This class was a lot because we were learning what different things kind of appear as we start getting older, and also different exercises you can show older adults. Like, it's simple to how you can show them how to get out of bed, how to get up from bed, how to use a cane, how to use a walker, how to do other exercises like strength building exercises. So there's just so much that was packed into this class, and it honestly was a lot, but it definitely opened my eyes to the senior adult population, because it is something that I want to definitely pay attention to, because I feel like maybe sometimes it's very easy for us to just brush that population to the side because we have all of those ideas of like, oh, they don't want to do this, they don't want to do that, they don't want to learn, yada, yada, yada. But they're all just misconceptions. And so this class definitely opened my eyes to what the senior adult population needs and what I can do to be there for them. And the last class we took was called XRay Positioning. This is just essentially what it says. We were learning how to take x-rays and putting the patient into different positions. So we literally learned x-rays for the entire body, all of the positioning, like A to P, P to A, obliques, lateral, medial, like we just learned everything. And so that was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed just learning the positions for how to take cervical x-rays, ankle x-rays, foot x-rays, knee, just all of that in between. So that was cool. But of course, the biggest thing about Tri 7 was that I started student clinic. So this was so much fun. I am trying to make sure I condense this because I could talk about student clinic for forever. But it was so much fun. We had 2 attendings, and they were both amazing, loved them. And I just loved the opportunity of getting to treat my first patients. And well, they weren't technically my patients because I don't have a license, but my attendings patients, but just getting to treat them. And I remember we had to do physicals on all of the Tri 1s at first to make sure that they were cleared to go through the program, to get adjusted, palpation, everything. And I remember my first patient that I had when I was doing their physical, and I was so nervous, like unbelievably nervous, and it was crazy. And it was just the wildest thing, but I got through it, and it was so much fun just to get through it. And I even remember my first appointment that I had with one of my attendings patients. just so much stuff was going on, and I was just like, I was shaking for a second. And so I was trying my hardest to be like, okay, Randy, this is a try one. They are fresh into the program. They have no idea what's going on in the program. So you need to act like you've been here for 2 years and get some confidence and like understand that you know what you're doing. And so it definitely was an eye-opener. It helped to build my confidence, and I loved that. I loved every moment of it. It was so much fun. We were in clinic 8 hours a week, and next, into try 8, we get to move into outpatient clinic. So I still will be in the same clinic building on campus. However, I actually get to treat the general public, so all of the outsiders. So if you are in the Houston area and you want to be treated by me, definitely let me know. Send me an email and I will get you on the schedule so that I can treat you, because that would be so much fun. But yeah, I just loved it. And now going to try 8, we'll only have 4 classes. So try 7 was the last like big tough trimester, and I graduated in April of 2022, so I'm almost done. And I just try 7 was a lot. It was a lot, taking 9 classes and basically having a part-time job, but with part-time job with clinic. But I would do it all over again because I loved it that much, and I just love this profession. I'm so passionate about it. And yeah, I definitely need to make another video talking about like what certifications I'm looking into starting in try 9. But I will definitely do that at a different time because this video is getting long and I know I've been talking for a while now. But yeah, of course, if y'all have any questions about chiropractic, about the program, if you're interested in going to Texas Chiropractic College, because that's where I go, I definitely will answer any of those questions without a doubt. You can find me on Instagram or you can DM me. And as always, I hope y'all have a great rest of y'all's day. Goodbye.